How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a quote-unquote scientist by the name of Neil Ferguson over there in UK, who was also a modeler. Now, what that means is he's the guy that comes up with these models to say, okay, we're going to have everybody in the country die unless we do X, Y, and Z. The curve is going to jump through the roof. It's going to get out of control. And to be specific, without exaggerating, he was saying that in UK, you would have 250,000 deaths if action is not taken to basically shut everybody down, put everybody on kind of a soft quarantine to slow the spread and flatten the curve. Okay. Now, some of the advice that was taken from his model or given directly by him is that if you are a couple that live apart, maybe you shouldn't be meeting during this time. You know, stay in your own individual place. That's what the advice was from what Mr. Ferguson put out. Now, it seems like he doesn't really believe in what he's saying because his married, keyword married lover came to visit him at his house during this whole COVID-19 quarantine lockdown situation. All right. It's pretty interesting how that works, right? You telling us that if we don't do X, Y, and Z, everybody's going to die. It's the end of the world. It's catastrophic, worldwide famine, all this, that, and the third. But yet you have your married lover come to your house. Now, listen, I'm not going to do nothing like that myself. I'm a pretty straight edge kind of guy. But at the same time, I won't be the moral police on him for having the married lover come over. But all I'm saying is, hey, if you're telling us that if we don't lock down, quarantine, social distance, that we're going to pass away, it's going to be a mass extinction, but yet you have your own lover, married lover, come to your house, you must not really believe in what you're saying. So what are we really doing? What was the purpose in telling us that? You see, these people that are telling us to stay home and don't go outside, they don't really do that themselves. Okay. What was that? The governor of Illinois, Pritzker, his wife flew to Florida during the whole COVID kerfuffle. He was asked about it. He's like, no, I don't want to talk about that. It's like, oh, okay. So you want to tell people in Illinois to hunker down, shelter in place, social distance, but your wife can go on a flight to Florida and live it up. Barack Obama, you going golfing right now. Golf courses are closed. Isn't that wrong to do? Isn't that bad optics or not? Because, you guys are on the left, you're Democrats, you could do whatever you want. And the funniest thing is people that are defending them, the same people that would snitch on you for opening your hair salon, doing hair in your basement, doing eyelashes or eyebrows and stuff like that. Plucking somebody's eyebrows, talking about you getting 180 days in jail, a crazy fine and everything else. Okay. Matter of fact, I saw a story today that says you should snitch on an ice cream truck if they come through your neighborhood. It's like, really? An ice cream truck? You're going to try to get that guy locked up? What are we really doing? But I digress. The whole point is that people that are on the left, kind of like prominent leftist figures, they get left alone. It ain't a real big deal. Matter of fact, people come out to defend them. There are articles out there right now. I think I saw one on The Guardian. I saw one somewhere else over in UK trying to defend Ferguson, talking about, oh, it's a right-wing attack job on him. They're trying to discredit scientists. Like, they lead off with, he was wrong to violate the quarantine. So they admit he violated the quarantine or the lockdown or whatever it was. It's like, okay, so if that's wrong, then it's wrong, right? You wouldn't lead off an article defending somebody on the right with they were wrong for doing X, Y, and Z, but that's not how that works. The angle they're trying to push is that, yeah, he was wrong, but he's a scientist and he's right and he's saving lives, because if you stay at home, you save lives. When did that really become the thing to say? Stay at home, save lives. Okay. I don't really remember when that happened. I remember when it first happened, it was 15 days to slow the spread. That's what I was told in the beginning. That was the whole thing, at least over here in the States. Then it became stay at home and save lives. I thought staying home was to prevent the spread from getting out of control, to not overwhelm the hospital system. That's what I was told from the beginning. Now you get hospitals closing up, going bankrupt, laying off staff, You got a skeleton crew working. Nobody's going to the hospital anymore because they're scared to go. They might have, chest pain, things you got to get taken care of right away that are pretty critical. You could die if you don't go to the hospital to get that checked out. But people are saying, you know what? I'd rather would stay home. I don't want to deal with the hospital because I'm scared. Okay. So this whole thing about, slowing the spread, we've already accomplished that. Now it saved lives. Is it really saving lives? I did the video yesterday about how 84% of those that are hospitalized in New York with the virus came from home or in a nursing home. They were quote unquote sheltering in place. Meanwhile, only 2% of those that were hospitalized were homeless. And they're touching everything. They're touching the ground, toilets, handles on public transportation, doors on public buildings. They're touching everything and they're outside, but yet they're not as affected as those that are inside. Apparently, from what I've been seeing so far, it's pretty weird that all these rules are on the books and we're just following them willy-nilly and not really questioning it. Meanwhile, those that are putting the rules in the books, those that tell us that the rules should be a particular thing, they're not following the rules themselves. So if you are the guy that created a model that pretty much put UK on lockdown, then why aren't you following your own rules? Okay, he says, oh, well, I had the virus already, so I'm at low risk. So what? It don't matter. Stay at home saves lives, right? That's the whole thing. Stay at home, save lives, slow the spread, all this and that. And there have been cases of those that have had it who have been able to spread it again or have been able to catch it again. From what I've been reading, this thing is new, right? So we don't know all of what's going on with it. And it's just like catching the flu one time. You caught the flu one time, but you could catch it again. That's not actually impossible. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. People are trying to defend him because they think, doctors should be protected. And, this is the same thing they did with climate change experts. Now they're getting into a whole different field. They want to have their medical apparatus protected. And what I mean by that is those that are in the medical field that will push whatever narrative the left want them to push. Okay, so if they want to say, we want everybody scared from the virus, we want everybody to stay home and, just have that be that and rely on us for all the money, bankrupt the system. Okay, you guys go out there and say that you got to stay home and it saves lives. That's all you got to do. You don't have to believe in it, but just say it. Make some model up and just say it. I mean, that's what it appears to be. That could be true, could be false. I don't know, but that's what it appears to be, because why would you be a modeler, come up with this whole thing about, if you don't stay home, it's going to be catastrophic while you are having your married lover come over to your house? How does that work? So she can travel, come to your crib, and that's fine. Governor Pritzker, your wife can travel to Florida, and that's fine. Barack Obama can go golfing, and that's fine. But if I want to just, go to a restaurant, you're going to lock me up. If I want to get my hair cut, you're going to lock me up. Really? This whole thing with the masks ain't working. Social distancing, staying at home ain't working. Just get everybody back to business. They're talking about having NFL football games and NBA basketball games and Major League Baseball games with nobody in the stadium, nobody in the crowd. For what? Just let everybody get back to normal. There's no sense in trying to hide from this because ain't gonna be no vaccine no time soon, if at all ever. So what's the purpose in just continuing to decline our economy? You talking about Great Depression levels of unemployment, 14.5%. What are we doing? Time to get back to business before we have no country to return back to when it's all said and done. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this guy, Neil Ferguson? Is he a hypocrite? Is he a stone cold stomp down liar for saying, hey, here's the model. If you don't do X, Y, and Z as it relates to staying at home, self-isolation, quarantine, social distancing, is going to be catastrophic results. You say all that, but then have your lover, your married lover, come to your house during the whole thing. It's just kind of silly. Is he a hypocrite for that? Is he a liar in general for saying what he said, knowing that it's not really true? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. And how do you feel about this whole thing that we're under right now? We got to stay home, save lives. Apparently, it's not saving lives in New York because most of those that are hospitalized have the virus. Maybe that's not really working out too well. Maybe we should try something different. Yeah, I mean, I think this experiment, which is what it was, we've never really just locked the whole economy down before. This experiment for what it was. We've learned a lot from it. We've gained information, but we suffered immensely, and it's time to try and reverse that. Like I've said before, the longer we keep going down this track, the worse it's going to get. The experts tell you to do certain things, but apparently they don't even believe in it. So why should you believe in it? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.